Hello all and welcome back to my channel. My name is Pandey and thank you very much for watching my other videos. I am hoping that my videos are adding some values in your day-to-day Intune operation work. Please consider subscribing my channel. By subscribing, you will get access to new videos as soon as they are uploaded, and it's a great way to stay up to date with my content and support me at the same time. So this is the second video in the Intune reporting automation series, and in the last video I showed how to get the email subscription of the latest patches available for each operating system version along with the patch release date. In this video I will demonstrate how to automate the Intune patching compliance report and also providing valuable information via email subscription. For detailed information on each devices and patch compliance, Windows Update for Business reporting solution or Windows Autopatch must be implemented. If you are interested in learning how to implement these solutions, please refer my previous videos where I provided a step-by-step guide, and I also provide the link in the description section. And if you have not yet implemented Windows Update for Business reporting solution or Windows Autopatch solution, a viable alternative is to try this solution. So this is very easy to implement, that will reduce your manual efforts for creating patch compliance report, and most importantly, this solution automatically detects new patch Tuesday and provides the device compliance status against the most recent patch available for the device. Now let me quickly give you some of the key points of this reporting solution. So with this solution we will have access to an Intune patching compliance dashboard that include essential information for identifying potential patching issues. Additionally, this solution provides information about the latest patch installed on the device, including the release date of the installed patch. And furthermore, the solution provides information about the status of services responsible for update rings, feature updates, and Expedite updates. Now let me show the email what we are getting after implementing this solution, so that you have a fair idea about what we are talking and what we are going to achieve by implementing this solution. So when we are implementing this solution, we are getting a similar kind of mail where we can see that we have a mail subject called Intune Patching Windows Patch Compliance Report against January 10, 2023, which is a patch Tuesday. And this date is automatically changing whenever there is a new patch Tuesday available. And we can see that we are getting a Windows patching compliance dashboard which contains the total number of devices on which we deployed the patches, and out of which how many devices are in compliance state. Like here we can see that 9 devices showing as compliant, 1 device is showing as non-compliant, and 0 device is showing as a need to check devices. So need to check devices are the devices where the script is not executed properly or the script is not working properly, and we have to find the reason why the script is not working. Compliant devices are the devices which are compliant against the latest patch available for that device, and non-compliants are the devices which are not compliant against the latest patch available for the device. And in last we are getting a compliance status also, like here we are getting 90% compliance status, and along with that we are also getting a CSV file containing all the informations which are relevant for analyzing the data and to take the appropriate actions. I will discuss what all things we are getting in the Intune patching report.csv file in a minute. Now let's see what is required to implement this solution. So to implement this solution, we have to first deploy a proactive remediation detection script, and that script is going to evaluate whether the device is compliant or not compliant. And the second step is to create a app registration in Azure Active Directory so that we can download the detection script output status without manual intervention. And then third one is to create a task scheduler so that we can get an email subscription in our mailbox. So when we are going to create an app registration, we need to ensure that these are the minimum required permission needed for that application. Now let's see what we are getting when we are deploying the proactive remediation detection scripts. As you can see that in my lab devices, I have deployed the proactive remediation detection script, and I am getting the information in pre-remediation detection output, and this entire information is available as a string which is separated by a semicolon, and each value represent the specific information. Like the very first value is showing that it is not compliant, meaning that the machine is not compliant, and this machine is not compliant against the patch release on this date. So this is the January month, patch Tuesday. Now we know that this machine is not compliant. Now the third value is representing the KB article, and this is the recent KB article installed on the device, and this KB article is released on this date. Along with that, we are getting the status of disk space. Like here we can see that the disk space is 3.2 GB, and there are some services related status. I will discuss this in the next slide. And along with that, we are getting machine is Windows 10 Pro, and this is 22H2. The operating system is in support, and there is no reboot pending on the device, and this is the make and model, and the last one is the serial number. Now this table is representing what all values we are getting and what is the meaning of that value. Like here we can see that we are getting non-compliant, the very first value, and the meaning of non-compliant is that the device is not compliant against serial number 2, meaning that the machine is not compliant against the patch release on this date, and this is the January 2023 patch Tuesday date. Now, this is the KB article installed on this device, and this is the recent KB installed on that device, and this KB article is released on this date. Now we are getting what is the last successful scan time, and the next one is the 0, meaning that the difference between the last successful scan and the script execution time. Important point is that this value should be close to 0. If it is more than 5, 6, meaning that you have a scanning issue in your environment. Now we are getting a last boot up time, and then 3.2 is the C drive free disk space. Then these are the information of your all the required services responsible for patching, feature upgrade and quality update. Like we are getting the Windows update service status and the startup type, and then we are getting the update orchestrator service and their startup type, and then Microsoft update health service and the startup type, and Microsoft account sign-in assistant service and startup type. And then we are getting some of the basic information, like this is a Windows 10 Pro and the operating system is 22H2. This is the supported operating system. If it is end of support, then we'll get end of support. The important point is that that information is hard coded in the script. Whenever any version is out of support, then we have to update the script. Then we are getting the machine is having a patch reboot pending or not, and then make and model, and last we are getting a serial number. Now let's see how we can implement this solution. So the very first step to implement this solution is to download the scripts. I will upload the scripts on GitHub, and I will provide the link in the description section. You have to download the scripts, and when you are downloading the scripts, you are getting the output similar to this, where you are getting the 3 scripts. The very first is the task scheduler scripts, then second one is the Intune Patch Compliance Proactive Remediation Detection scripts, and third one is the Intune Patch Compliance Calculation and Email Subscription scripts. So the very first thing, we have to create a proactive remediation using the second script. Let me open my endpoint manager. Then we have to go to the reports, and under reports we have to go to the endpoint analytics, and within analytics we have to go to the proactive remediation, and then we have to create a script. Here we have to provide the name of the script and then description. Then we have to click on next, and then we have to add the detection script. So let me add the detection script that is stored in my download folder, and that is the detection script. And then we no need to do anything on the remediation script file, and then run the script using the logged on user, no, and force script signature check no, and then run script in 64-bit PowerShell no, and then click out next. And in scope tag I'm not going to configure anything, that's why I'm going to click on next. Under assignment we have to provide the groups. For now I am going to deploy to all devices, but in your production environment try to test it on some of the devices. If you are okay with the report, then increase the scope of your deployment. So I'm going to click on all devices, and then under schedule, because this is my lab environment, so I'm going to schedule on hourly basis, but in production environment try to schedule on daily basis so that you will get a most recent update on daily basis. Then click on apply, and here we have to click on next, and then click on next. Now the productive remediation detection script is all created. So I have already created another deployment for the same script to show you how it looks like when you are getting a output. So this is my Intune patching, and then under device status you have to select on columns, and then just remove everything, and then only select pre-remediation detection output and apply. And now you will get similar kind of output where it's showing that compliance, non-compliant. Just click on review it, and we are getting the same output whatever I showed you in the previous slides. Now let's see how we can register an app in Azure portal for the automation purpose. So to do this we have to go to the Azure portal. Let me open my Azure portal. Under all services we have to go to the M365 Azure Active Directory, and then we have to go to the Azure Active Directory, and within Azure Active Directory we have to search for app registration and click on new registration. So here we have to provide the name of the app. For now I'm going to provide Intune Patch Compliance Report, and then we have to click on register. Now app is registered. The very first step is to provide the API permission. To do this we have to go to the API permissions. Under manage we have to click on API permissions, and then within API permissions we have to click on add permissions, and then we have to click on Microsoft Graph, and then within that we have to click on application permission, and then we have to find the permission starts for devices. So the very first permission is device, so we have to provide the read-only device permission, and then device management app read-only, and then device management configuration read-only, and then device management manage device read-only permission, and then device management service config read-only permission. That's it for now, and then we have to click on add permissions. Now all the permissions are added, and then we have to click on grant admin consent for demo labs. Click on yes. Now all the permissions are granted. Now we have to create a secret. So for that we have to click on certificate and secrets, and then we have to click on new client secret. Here we have to provide the name. I'm going to provide the same name, and then expiry in production environment you can select up to 24 month, or as per your company policy. Because this is my lab environment, I'm okay with the 6 month, and then click on add, and then you have to copy the value. Please ensure that you have to copy it, otherwise it's going to mask. So I'm just copying it, and then I'm going to open a notepad. This is my secret key, and then we have to go to the overview, and then we have to copy the application client ID. Let me save it. Now the app is registered. Now the third step is to modify the Intune Patch Compliance Calculation and Email Subscription PowerShell script and create a task scheduler to get an email notification. So to do this, we have to click on Intune Patch Compliance Calculation PowerShell script, and then we have to edit this. So in this script, we have to modify the user input section, and these user input section line starts from 96 to 105, and then line number 142 145. So we have to go to the line number 96, and in line number 96 97 we have to update all these informations like working folder and then report path from to cc subject smtp server port and priority, because this is my lab environment, so I'm using my Gmail smtp server, but in a production environment you can use your own on-premises smtp server. And then we have to update the GUID of your endpoint analytics productive remediation scripts. And to find the GUID, we have to go to the endpoint analytics, and within endpoint analytics we have to select the productive remediation script, and then we have to go to the URL, and then we have to copy this ID starting from 31 ends with B6, and copy it, and then we have to paste it here, and then we have to go to the line number 143. Here we have to provide the tenant name. So to find the tenant name, we have to go to the Azure portal, and within Azure portal we have to go to the Active Directory overview, and this is the tenant name, primary domain. Have to copy it, and we have to update the same thing here, and then we have to provide the client ID. This is my client ID, and then we have to provide the client secret. So this is my client secret, and just save it. Now let's test it if we are getting any mail notification or not. But before that, let me open my email box and I'll show you. In my email box I have no mail, and now let's run this script. I am running this script. Now if the Microsoft Intune graph module is not installed, the script is going to install the graph module and then is going to send the mail notification. Let me open my mail, and yeah, we can see that we have 3 devices in my deployment, and out of which one is showing as compliant, 2 is showing as not compliant, and the overall compliance is 33.33%. Along with that, we are also getting an Intune patching report.csv file. Now we can see that we have 3 devices in Intune patch reporting, and we are getting the device name, username, UPN, operating system version, what is the serial number of the device, Windows SKU, make and model of the device, what is the joint type of the device, and then the patching compliance status of the device, like one device is showing as compliant, 2 devices is showing as non-compliant, the compliant device is showing against the patch release on this date, and the non-compliant device is showing against the patch release on this date. These all 3 devices are checking the compliance against the latest patch Tuesday, and on the compliant device, this is the KB article installed on the device, and this KB article is released on this date. We are also getting the last successful scan date, and then we are getting a scan in duration, like how many days this device is not scanned against the latest patches. Like in this case, this device is not scanned from last 1 day against the latest scan patches. Then we are getting the last boot up time, C drive free disk space, and then we are getting the service status of Windows Update Service, Update Orchestrator Service, Microsoft Update Health Service, Microsoft Account Sign-in Assistant Service, and last we are getting OS end of life status and whether the reboot is pending on the main machine or not. Now let's see how we can create a task scheduler. So to do this, we have to use the third script, the task scheduler.ps1 script. Let me open this script, and within that script we have to modify the task name, the description and the script path and the schedule time. So let me first copy the script path. We have to use this script and then we have to copy as path, and within that we have to paste it under script path. And I'm okay with the task name and the description, and I'm also okay with the schedule time. But if you want to use some other schedule time, you can modify the schedule time as per your requirement. And then we have to execute this script. And now task scheduler created successfully. Let me open the task scheduler, and here we can see that the Intune Patch Compliance Reporting task scheduler created, and the runtime is 9 a.m. every day. Let me run this from here all as well, and after some time we'll get a mail notification in mailbox. And now after some time we are getting the mail stating the same thing. So that's all I want to show you with respect to Intune patching compliance report and how you can get a mail subscription. Let me know in comment section how you are generating your patch compliance report, and if this video is useful for your day-to-day operation work, please like, share and subscribe my channel. And I will see you soon in my next automation video. I hope this is an informative video for you. Thank you very much for watching this video.